Let's get comfortable with our morning routine of alignment. Well, I do feel already quite aligned, but there's always nice to have a internal conversation, dialogue, as they call. So the internal conversation happens truly when you talk your thoughts, your processes out loud. Because I believe only when we bring it to the front, to the proper awareness, we can actually mold the clay. I don't believe in a rumination. I believe in writing it down or speaking it out loud for digestion purposes. Um, Rumination, you will find that there's a lot of hidden mysteries out there that pretend to be your awareness, but it's actually, you know, just some nonsense that maybe got caught up in from the mass awareness into your own awareness. So that's why sometimes, when people think, what's going on in my mind? There's so much garbage. Well, the garbage is not yours. But what you speak out loud, that's where you start to claim and ownership and accountability and proper awareness of, is that what I want to put into the world? And I think a lot of people can get triggered, especially at the beginning of the journey, the responsibility for an ego. And here I'm not talking about the divinity that is already within you, but what can I do about this? Nothing, because it's from God. So I'm talking about the little ego that likes to be hard as heart can go, and then also claims to be lonely because it's so hard it keeps the people away from them. So the friendships become ice cold, the friendships become not authentic, the work becomes a struggle, everything becomes a struggle for an ego if it's so hardened that it doesn't let any love inside. So the ego is alright. As long as we're fully aware of it and we know how to play with the ego, it's totally fine. It's a moldable inner child dialogue. That was wise. That came from the universe. Thank you so much. So basically, yeah, the inner dialogue is worth millions, and and even if it's really bad, and I'm speaking from my own personal struggles of depression, where inner dialogue seemed like witchcraft. I don't know, it seemed really bad. Like there was like some real bad juju happening internal when I didn't speak it out into existence, what I actually truly felt. So I believed all the internal dialogue, the garbage that was just collecting dust from the outside world, but it was not mine. But because I was not speaking anything into existence or writing anything down, I truly started believing that this garbage is my garbage. And then I thought, what I'm going to do with it? It's too shameful to even put it out there because it's so much nonsense. And the beauty is, my encouragement to myself and to others is, if you actually start trusting the process of speaking like life into yourself, you will realize that what is actually ruminating inside of your mind is actually not the truth. It's just the outside world still maybe having some sort of echoing, but it's not yours. And only what you speak into existence consciously and with awareness, speak goodness upon you and goodness into the world, that will become the truth of who you are. And it's already, but your brain, your little munchkin, your little cutesy manootsy shanootsy canootsy needs to also get it that that you're safe in divinity and you're safe in being molded, and you're safe not believing the garbage from the outside world, not because it's bad, but because it's a complete mixture of 8 billion people. If you don't start speaking your own truth into existence, how are you going to stand out from the 8 billion people that you can observe here? Let's put it out there. That's the truth, so I have to speak it. So, yes, there was a time where I was so delusional and so unaware before the awakening, where obviously I would just be a puppet repeating negativity as if it would be truth. Didn't investigate it myself, or didn't, it's even different because, like, even if you investigate it from a lower consciousness level when you're not awakened yet, you will not find much because your level would be so solid on that frequency that you would truly believe that that's the truth. You would believe in negativity. Only when you awaken, you have actually the possibility to believe in complete, utterly truth of goodness, that everything is inherently good. Everything is beneficial, here to serve your life to its best and foremost. Yet, the realization of it and the truth of embodiment of this reality takes time. The realization takes a second. The embodiment, I'm not sure, but like I feel I did the Speedy Gonzalez round of 6 years, and it's still really, really still very much ongoing process. Yet it feels much easier, much better, and much more embodied yet, or now. So basically, my internal dialogue decided to have the preaching moment today. Like I always say, never believe anybody besides yourself, and even that, always check, always investigate, always go deeper till you find only love as a truth, because there's nothing actually real besides love. So only if you go to the end of the question and don't stop in between, but go deeper and deeper, you will find only love as the answer. And that's why eventually you will stop investigating, because you know that in the minute you start investigating, it will end up in love. But this habit has to become so ingrained in your brain of seeking love only, that you become a complete habit of love seeker in anything you do, in anything you see, in anything you think, in anything you feel. A love seeker doesn't happen overnight. It can, maybe it can for somebody, but in reality, my reality, pay attention, my reality, maybe your reality is different. In my reality, it took me years to get into the groove of fully trusting the mindset, because the mindset is easy to shift, like 90 days of habit usually gets you going. But to shift the body, because the body will start, you know challenging you with old traumas. Suddenly it's like, oh, you have this new mindset, let's now put the whole subconscious mind and everything that we suffered with in this body, hold it, like holding on to, like suffering from previous experiences, and let's like hold it against this new belief of that everything is love and everything is goodness. Let's hold it all against it. So this is what will all come up. That's what happened in this reality. Once it was established that this is the mindset and this is the truth, that everything is love and everything in opposition of love is just a temporary state onto the way to full love. So there's only win-win because you're either, if you're not fully loved there, it means you're still on the way. Amazing. Congratulations. Your journey is still completely in full spec. So it's like you're on the way to holiday and you're on holiday, but like it's always on the way. You're always on the way to your holiday of love. So basically, there is always this beauty of love at the end and during the process, depending on the devotion level of truly wanting, seeking only truth, and the truth is only love, unconditional love at the end. And as long as it's not love, it means there is not a finish line yet. And I'm not talking about finish line about life, but finish line in establishing the mindset for real, for real. You know, establishing your mindset for real means you're fully embody whatever you put your mind onto. Like if I put my mindset onto, yes, I saw the realization, the only truth is love. Boom, it's here, right? It takes a split second. But to fully make my body believe it and change my reality into it, this takes years because all these non believers inside of me will conquer and challenge it. So it has to come up, and every time there would be a trigger, a challenge. Is it also love? And then the answer would be devotional. Yes, it's still all love, even if it's challenging, even if it's hard to believe, even if it seems scary. It's all love. Boom. Every time you conquer your own internal contradiction and conflict and internal critic of, is it really love? And then every time your one solid belief which can conquer anything is the ultimate truth is love. Nobody can compete with love. Nobody can compete with love. No religion, no society, nobody can compete with love. Love is the conqueror of all. Love is the foundation of creation, people. I'm sure everybody knows it, but I love to talk about it because that's my passion, to talk about love as a creator. This is the honest creator. Yes, the mind can be neutralized, but love is the true creator of reality. Let's put it out here into existence so people are more and more believing it. And you don't have to, but like obviously it's beneficial, it's love. It's not coming from me. Love is from love. It's not from a human. Love is from love. There is no like misconstruing love. Love cannot be even manipulated. Love can only be love. Like divine love, like the ultimate truth of love. You can't. Like you can write books about any belief system, but love is one word. That's it. You can't argue with that. But of course, every internal subconscious dialogue of, oh, my child was suffering with this belief, or my inner child was having these issues, my like there was so much trauma that had to go against this one belief and conquer them all till the embodiment is fully completed and reality is fully shifted permanently. So that's the story of the stories, which is the most significant story of my life. That's why all the other stories about, really talking about how I healed trauma, talking about how I conquered my addictions, talking about the depression, talking about the divorce, it's not really that vital because the mind will get stuck on psychological dissection of the situation. But there is no psychological dissection needed if the only and ultimate truth is love as a statement. Like the only truth is love. And if everything holds against it, then you know you arrived. If anything that comes into your reality, and which will, it's either internal or external, but it will trigger to, to challenge exactly this belief, because before this belief becomes your full reality of life, everything inside and outside will come and be like, are you sure? Are you really sure? Because you have a choice. Are you really, really sure to believe that love is the ultimate truth? And then you go like, yes, by now I suffered and crawled on the floor to not believe that this is the truth. So I suffered and suffered over again because I believed in badness. And only when I started believing in goodness, suffering stopped, reality became more stabilized, and goodness showed more and more up on my doorsteps, and my reality and my internal reality and external reality, because what you ultimately believe is the truth will manifest. It just sometimes takes a little bit longer than you maybe wanted it. I wanted it in 2 weeks, 6 years in. I'm grateful. I'm grateful. But it's been 6 years of daily devotional practice. Daily devotional practice.